Hello and welcome to Breaking Hobbies. This is the episode where I try and make a sleep mask. I've had a lot of sleep masks in my life and I've had a lot of problems with them, and I can show you right now. These are all the face masks that I've tried in the past. This one was given to me by my grandma. This is the one that kind of started it all. Eventually this string just kind of stretched out, and then I kept tying it in the back, and then eventually I couldn't use it anymore. So then I got this one, which I was like, this looks kind of similar, and guess what? It ended up very similar, stretched out, had to tie it as I was using it, was over it. And then I was seeing things online about how they have these blackout ones with like the cups. It's like a cup, almost like a bra. It has like a little nose bit here and it curves in. I liked this one, but it had these like hard plastic bits on it, and it was great because I was like, wow, it's adjustable. I can keep adjusting it until I was like this, and I could no longer adjust it. And then these plastic bits were also painful while I was sleeping, so then I couldn't use that anymore. Then I got this one and I was like, well, there's no plastic bits on this one. It's nice, it's cushiony, and this is probably my second favorite one. It's very blackout, it's very nice, but then it starts this whole issue that I have with covering my ears while I sleep with this unbreathable fabric. I have allergies and I got an ear infection a couple years ago. It lasted over a month. I had to go to the ears, nose, throat specialist. It was a huge issue. The gist of it is that I now have eczema in my ears. I cannot cover my ears and not have it breathable while I'm sleeping. It's not a thing. I can't do it. It causes extreme pain in my ears from the moisture, and then I get eczema, and then it's just painful. I'm pretty sure I'm going to cause an ear infection doing that. So I would try and put it above my ears, like push it above my ears, and then it causes this bunching, which then causes pain. So then I couldn't wear that anymore. Although I do still wear it in extreme circumstances, but you know. I also have these cozy phones. I actually really enjoy these for traveling, which is why it's still in a travel case. It also like helps my husband, who does not like noise machines. It's actually really breathable, even though it's not cotton. I don't actually have a problem with it, probably because they're little headphones. They're little headphone pads, like speaker pads, and they slip into the sides of these, and then I can listen to my sound machine while I'm sleeping, while traveling, and not disturb anyone that I'm with. This one I still wear, but I don't travel very often. And also, I couldn't wear this for multiple days because it's not a breathable fabric, and I'm pretty sure it still would cause an ear infection. The next contender was this mask that I saw on Amazon. Now you will see that I have done some edits to it, but this is essentially like a pillow mask. It's probably hard to see on camera, but it's adjustable with a Velcro. So I was like, okay, there are no hard bits, like hard plastic bits. It's adjustable, even though I'm now all the way to the end of the Velcro. It has a great little pillow, blackout, nose piece. Ignore these ear things, these were not there. It's a great pillow mask, not breathable fabric, okay? It blocked my ears. I started getting extreme ear pain. This is exactly how I figured out that the pain that I was experiencing was from the face mask, were these. I didn't quite understand when I was using this one why it was hurting so much, but I did once I got to these ones. It was very obvious. I very much enjoy this mask, although I wouldn't get the pink one again because it's definitely see-through and it doesn't block out as much light as like the black one. But this was the first time I had ever edited a mask. I cut out the ear holes, sewed around it. Well, I sewed around it and then I cut out the ear holes. And then this worked until I got to the end of the Velcro. Once I got to the end of the Velcro, like I was stretching it out so much, I was like this, sleeping. This was covering my ear. You can see that would cover my ear. And then I was like, well, maybe I could snip it. I could cut it off. Same with this one. It's covering my ear on the inside. I just ended up, I was like, you know what? This isn't very blackout, so I'm going to order the black one. And this is the contender that I have today. This is the black version of that. And you can see that I have done some pretty extreme edits to this. I cut out the ear holes, just like I did with the other one, but then I also got rid of the Velcro. I straight cut it in half, cut the Velcro right off, and then just sewed it together. This is what I use today. But the problem that I'm having with this mask is these edges. They're very thick. There's no pillow in this one. I've washed it so many times. I don't know, can you even see how see-through that is? It's basically the pillow has stayed where the stitching is, and then it's basically just plain, extremely thin, non-breathable fabric everywhere else. And so what that causes is these bumps along the top edge and the bottom edge of this mask. And it's such a pain that it causes bruising on my jaw while I sleep because I'm fragile and I have TMJ and it hurts. And right now I'm in that stage where this mask hurts. Plus I've basically re-sewn all the edges. They're basically coming up. You can kind of see where I did, I don't know, can you see where I did my own stitching? Like I hand stitched almost the entire top edge of this, and then it's still like everything that I have not stitched is basically coming up now because I wear it every single night. And I really enjoy the pillowness of this, and I enjoy the dimensions, with the exception of the ear holes. I think that I made them too far back. You can see they're almost to the back of my head, especially once they stretch out. I basically almost have to wash this every other day because every night it stretches out. And it's just so frustrating. I've got this cotton fabric from Joann's, you know, RIP Joann's. I didn't even get into sewing before they got taken out, but it's a premium cotton fabric that I think is going to be really good. And then I also have this cotton liner that I'm going to use to help make it more blackout. I got this, and by I got this, I mean this has been sitting around my room for the last 2-3 years. Obviously it's from Joann's. It does not exist anymore. I got this to make like a skirt. Realized that I know nothing about sewing and this is not the right fabric for that, and I just never did anything with it. I've never made anything out of anything before, so I don't even know what I was thinking trying to do all of that. Something so complicated. I should have started with something small. Honestly, this is probably too much for me. I don't know how to sew at all. I know how to repair things, like, you know, generally hem a pair of pants because I'm super short, but I don't know how fix a hole in something, but I don't know how to do like actual sewing. The only thing that I bought for this job was this, and it's this cotton roll because I don't have any stuffing that I could use to make it pillowy like these, and I actually don't even know what it looks like. Is this even going to work? It's made for like wound dressing. It's like sterile. I mean, it's not sterile anymore, but it's made for, how does one even exist with this? I'm gonna have to figure this out, but maybe I just stick something down an edge and release it from its prison. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with this, but essentially it's like a roll of cotton sheets, which I think would be great for the filling. I could just sew it into like the middle section and hope that that's as flat as humanly possible. I hope that, is this how it works? I have no idea how this works. I don't know, am I messing it up? Anyway, it's like a roll of cotton that I can use for the inside of this. I don't have any felting tools, so I wouldn't be able to repair this sheet if I couldn't figure it out. But that's everything that I have for this. I don't know. I didn't wash this fabric first, which I'm certain that I'm gonna probably regret. I'm thinking of making 2 masks, one with the ears covered and then one with ear holes, just in case the cotton is not breathable enough. But I don't mind the ears being covered because I cover my ears with my blanket anyway when I sleep. So let's see how this goes. I need to like take a measure around my head because that's how I did the black mask, was I measured around my head. How do you know if a fabric is like stretch or non-stretch? Wow. Okay, so we're at 22 inches. I'm gonna do 22.5 inches for both of these because I want to make sure that if it does shrink in the washer, that I don't have like a problem. Yeah, I'm gonna do like 22.5. I want it to be non-stretch because if it's too stretch, then it's just gonna fall off my face while I'm sleeping. I don't want to do that. So I'll cut to when I have a, you know, rough pattern cut out. Okay, so this is the pattern that I ended up with. I have two of these. It's like underneath this one because I don't have much room. Then I have 2, so these are the outers, these are the innards, and then these are the nose piece that'll be stuffed with cotton. I'm still contemplating whether I want to stuff this one with cotton, and I think I'm just gonna do one for now, and if this goes well, then I can make another one because I don't know if this is gonna go well. Okay, let me get set up. Okay, so I have everything clipped together, wrong sides together, and I'm just gonna sew this 1/2 inch seam allowance. I am kind of worried that this is gonna be very boxy, but I don't think it's gonna cause an issue because I don't sleep on my face. But everything matches up really nicely. I'm gonna do that. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do the stuffing yet, and I am gonna leave like a little hole so I can flip these So I'm gonna leave like a hole here, a hole here, and a hole here so that I can stuff it and turn it inside out since they're wrong sides. And I will check back in. Actually, no, I'll show you some sewing if I can get the right angle. I'll do that. But this is the pattern so far. Okay, I actually just got like halfway through the first panel as like doing a test, and then I realized that it's not gonna work out. So like if I did this and I turned it inside out, it would just be a single thing. But I want this to be 4 layers thick. So now I need to seam rip this, making mistakes. I have to seam rip this and figure out how I'm going to construct these together. And you know what? I'm gonna seam rip this without you, and then I'll bring you back to figure out how to construct this. Okay, so I seam ripped this. I think I'm gonna construct it like I would want it to be constructed and then do like a flip inside out. Okay, so I have this. Obviously that's not right. So let's see. I think, actually, you know what? I think I figured it out. I think it's right sides together. So like here, these two will go together. And then these two will go together. And then this one goes like this. I think that's how it will be. Okay, I'm gonna just clip it like this. I'm gonna use a lot of clips because I realized pretty quick that my sewing machine wants to bunch this up. Well, I think I got a pretty good line, you know, before I had to seam rip it. So let me just take a look. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, that's so funny. Let me like flip this one around so that I'm looking at the chalk because I think I want to sew on this side. I hope this doesn't break my machine because I feel like it's really thick. Oh, they're literally right here. Do I have any more big clips? There's one big clip left. Okay, so I'm gonna sew this like this and then turn it inside out. So I mean, honest, this is pretty black out as is. I might not need the cotton in this part, and that might help like the breathability. We will see, because I did only measure 1/2 inch extra, so adding bulk like cotton in the middle might actually cause an issue, but I'm unsure. So if I start here, I can make it. I'm going to start here and then sew along the edges until I get back to here. Or actually, I might tube this. I'll sew this side and then I'll sew this side because I'm going to sew these two sides together. Let me think about this for a moment. Yeah, I'm going to tube it. And then I'll kind of show you what I'm thinking about once I get there. And this time, if I'm about to mess something up, please tell me before I get so far into it, because seam ripping that was not fun. I'm almost thinking I should zigzag this, but I don't think so. Okay, I'm gonna go really slow because I don't know how to sew, so I'm just gonna go for it. This machine doesn't have a backwards for the straight stitch, so I can't really go backwards to secure it, so I'm not super sure how I'm gonna do that. Yeah. I messed up. It's fine. You won't even notice. It's not doing a very good job at carrying the fabric, all 4 layers of fabric through. I almost feel like I need to switch to a center. In fact, actually, I might do. Yeah, that's much better through the center line. I think that's good. Oh, I said I was gonna tube it. I said I was gonna tube it. So I have to seam rip here. How am I gonna do that? At least it's just a small bit that I need to do. That's so frustrating. It's okay though, because we're learning, right? Why am I ASMRing this? It's okay that I messed up because I'm learning. I'm also hungry. If you heard that. If you didn't hear that, then I'm not hungry. I've only been doing this all day. Okay, so I don't want this to come undone. So I'm actually gonna like try and sew a little bit over this and hope that it doesn't break my thread again. Okay, just cut here, here, and here. Okay, now I just need to do another line on this side and not do what I just did again. Put the back here. Do I want it going through there or do I want it just out? I think it might feed better if I do that. I don't know. I'm still learning this machine. I really enjoy having it, but I also really don't understand it. I called Brothers Support and the lady, she was so nice and so trying not to laugh because I called them thinking I broke the whole machine, but I just broke a needle. Like, that's the extent of which I know how to sew with a sewing machine. I'll like bring this forward a little bit. Can you still see? Okay, you've got this. I'm gonna tube it this time. We did it. Okay. Now I know that I need to take these off and I need to like cut around this nose piece so that it folds correctly. I'm also probably going to cut off some of the excess once I've figured out that it actually works. So, oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I don't know how to do this, so I'm probably doing it not very well. I feel like that would work. I'm not gonna do it to these. Just need them to not be so long. Okay. And then see if I can do this. Got the other end. Oh, it's coming together. I am gonna iron this. Gonna push these out. You know, this might be good enough by itself. I might not need the cotton for this, the inside of this. What can I use to... Oh, this would be perfect. I have this thing from Cricut. I'm not exactly sure what it's used for, but it would be perfect for punching these out. And then I'm also obviously going to iron if I haven't already said it, which I'm pretty sure I already did. But just in case you didn't know. And then, okay. I'm going to iron this and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is it ironed. I folded in the edges so that I'm going to join them like this with a zigzag stitch. I'm not super sure how to do that because I've never really done that before, but I believe it's number 4 on the machine, and I'm gonna make it kind of wide so that it definitely gets both. I'm just gonna have to hold it because I don't have... I'll try and put these like tiny needles. Am I gonna have to... I actually don't think that it's possible to use the machine to sew this here, so I'm gonna have to stitch it myself by hand. So I'm gonna switch to this and let me figure out the construction of this. I think I'm gonna sew everything and then leave a hole, stuff it, and then I'll zigzag it on to here. So let's put this to the side and do that. The fuck? Oh, that's right. I'm going to turn this inside out and stuff it with cotton. Oh, I'm just gonna do this. I'm certain that this would be better. Okay. And then like, okay. Realizing this is actually gonna be really hard to tie down. I'm concerned that this isn't big enough for the nose piece I was thinking, but I'll see once I get it actually inside out. Probably shouldn't have sewn a point here because I don't know if that's even possible. Okay, I'm gonna iron this and see what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna stuff this and let's see what it looks like after stuffing. You know, I'm starting to think I should have left these two sides open. And then I can fix this corner too. I'm gonna sew down this piece because that's how the other one is and I like it that way. Test fit. I'm gonna sew down that line here. It's a little clip at the end. Try and keep it. I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking, but this might be an awful idea. Maybe I should unstuff to do this. Or unstuff like the ends, I guess. Since I can't really unstuff the part that I sewed down. Okay, now it's flatter. I'll just show you when I'm done. Essentially, I was joining here so then I can flip it and then just sew this. And that way it's like all together. Oh, I gotta cut that loose. Okay, now I'm gonna stuff it. I'm just gonna fluff this. So I need less in this one. Yeah, that's good. That is good. I'm going to bend these in and iron them, and then I'll come back and sew this to here. I'm gonna sew this first and then do those, just to make sure everything fits together nicely. I might still stuff this. I don't know. I'm just going back and forth on that. Yeah, I think that's good. And then I'll do the side. Okay, so that's kind of what it's looking like right now. Focus, please. But here, let me open the door for my cat. Luna, Luna, hey, get in here. What is it, hun? Are you feeling okay? Why are you screaming? Why are you screaming? Just lay down, hun, okay? We're all good here. I also think that I made it slightly too small. Is this connected? It is. So the way I join these might be a little different than what I was originally planning. Honey, hey, I love you too, hun, okay? I love you too. I'll give you a treat when we go downstairs, okay? You know what, I'm gonna cut this. Ooh, you know what, I'm not gonna cut it in, but I am gonna kind of roll it up in order to put it in. No. Oh, okay, my camera ran out of batteries, but I stuffed this, and then I'm gonna sew a zigzag down the center here. I'm just gonna do a test fit to see if this is enough. Wow, I need a lint roller. I think I need more stuffing in the nose area here. So this is basically open, so I'm just gonna seam rip this. Thankfully, zigzag stitch is pretty easy to seam rip. Wow, it's fraying so much. I'm just gonna snip these so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, nope. Definitely need my fingers. How I'm doing this, like the cotton is totally gonna stay in the same place. I might do like maybe a stitch here and a stitch here after I've stuffed it, just to hopefully keep it together. Wow, this cotton, would not recommend. It literally is everywhere. It is so everywhere. I'd say that's much better. So I'm gonna move some stuff out of the way. And I'm going to stitch like I'm actually going to do a single stitch just along each side, and then I'll zigzag it together because I think that'll hold it together a little bit better than what I did before. These stitches are still in. Much better. Okay, now these should stay together. Not super pretty, but it works. And it's on the inside, so, you know, you won't see it. Let me do another test fit. Much better. And this is how I look like when I sleep. And it's not going anywhere. And I can't see anything, not even out of the nose piece. It's nice and plush. If I had a fan on it, I can feel the wind coming through it. It's a little tight, but if I wanted to make ear holes out of it, I could just do a sew circle and then cut that out like I did the other one. But I think I might leave it as is. So I'm gonna say that was a resounding success. and I'm covered in cotton and I don't exactly look great because I've been here for 5-6 hours doing this. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Oh goodness, it's all over the place.